Hey, it looks like we are live. I want to welcome you guys all out to our live today. We have a special guest, Johanna Bates. So say hi to Johanna. And today we're going to talk about how I use Project Broadcast to build my Avon business and how this could be a game changer for you. So if you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so we know you were here. And let me just move a couple of things. I hope that we're live. We're not seeing anybody yet. I've been bugging everybody all day to get them on here. So I'm going to just move this over to my other screen, and I'm going to share my screen here. There we go.
Perfect.
And we'll put this in present mode so that you can see it real big.
I always needed present mode.
Oh, hey, Vicky, good to see you. Looks like we're here then. Chris, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Denise, Margie, everybody's coming on. Woohoo! Yay. I'm here. Love Project Broadcast. So do I. So we're going to talk today about, this is not going to be real long. It's just going to be, we're going to talk about how I use Project Broadcast to build my business with texting. And it's just been a game changer for me. And what's really cool is today we have Johanna on with us live, and she's from Project Broadcast. She's the expert, and she's going to answer all your questions.
I'm here for it.
So we have Charlotte. Good to see you. Margie, thank you guys for being here. So let's get this going. So, we talk about this all the time for those of you that have been on our trainings, but growing your Avon business is really super simple. There's only 4 main steps. Number 1, you have to prospect for new customers and recruits. Number 2, you have to get a brochure to every customer, every campaign. Number 3, follow up with every customer you gave a brochure to, every campaign before you place an order. And number 4, take the order, deliver to your customer, or they go on your website, they place the order, and Avon delivers to them. So it's really, that's it. And then rinse and repeat. It's really that simple. So prospecting, that's really where you're going to grow your business, is prospecting. I mean, you should be out talking to people or talking to people on social media and actually working to get to know more people, because the more people you talk to, the bigger your business is going to be, right? And then Avon has the really cool thing about a brochure. And what's so cool about our Avon brochures is that it's every 2 weeks. It gives you 26 opportunities every year to go back with something new to your customer. And I think, you guys, this is something that only Avon has. I mean, most other companies have 1 brochure a year, some quarterly, but nobody has one every 2 weeks like we do. And so this is huge. And we have our digital brochure that we can share.
So good.
Yeah. And then, of course, follow up. And that's really the biggest thing where Project Broadcast will help you. But, you prospecting for new people, you're getting new, let's just say you're adding 3 names a day, right? And after 5 days in 1 week, that's 15 names. And then the next week you do that again, that's 15 more, that's 30. And before you know it, you have like 100 or more people that you're sending your brochures to. And if you were texting them out individually, how likely is it you're going to get through every one of those names?
My satiation point is 7. I can't remember anybody past like 7. So 8, 9, 10, I've lost it.
Seriously. But with Project Broadcast, and we're going to show you this, you can literally just push a button and it goes out, to a group, but it's not a group, it's individual. And each person responds to you, not to a group. And it's just amazing. You have your own phone number and everything. And then, of course, you take the order, right? That's where we make the money. So let's go on and let's talk about this, how I use it. So Project Broadcast can help you with texting customers before you place your order. Hey, my order's going in on Wednesday. Let me know if you need anything. You can text that digital brochure to customers.
So good.
You can create a texting series to onboard all of your new reps, and you can create a texting series to stay in touch with your prospects if you're recruiting, especially. But also, it can be like with your customers and more. And it's like totally up to your imagination. And I bet Johanna's going to be able to give you some ideas about that too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I loved that one of your first things in here was the digital brochure, because you guys can provide so much value and education at the touch of somebody's fingers with very little friction. Like you could be prospecting on social media and you could talk about, I've got an order going out on Wednesday, and if you place an order with me today, I'll make sure to send you my top 3 ways to hydrate or moisturize your skin. And people are like, what's the difference? And immediately that identifies with some people. They realize you're providing value and education. And then you can say, just click here and here's the brochure. This is what you want to find. It gives you so much content to work with that you already have that sense of like, I'm ready to go. I have what I need. And you constantly have new material. So when you try to prospect, you're constantly afforded another opportunity, which is huge.
Exactly. Well, and Johanna, you might not know this, but our digital brochure online, you can literally flip through the pages on your phone just like
I
in the
love
book.
that.
But get this, you see a lipstick you like, you can try it on your phone.
Really?
Your camera, and you can try on the colors.
Oh my God, you guys, don't get me in the weeds. Already in my head, I'm like, respond back with keyword lipstick and try on my top 3 favorite shades. And it's a link to that specific section of the lipstick and a link to that specific feature where you can try on these 3 shades that are dupes for the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick. Like, you could just go so far with this. Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah, it really is. It's really cool what we have.
Cool.
Okay, so moving on. So here's the first way, and this is how I do it. You guys, you might want to take a print screen of this because I do have this one, I think, but most of my actual text that I send to my customers, I don't have in my blog. But people are busy, right? Follow-up is so critical. And so if this is for your delivery customers, mine says, hi, Lynn. It has first name, and so it would be the first name. And then this is Lynn with Avon. Quick reminder, my Avon Campaign 14 order is going in. Please let me know by tomorrow, Tuesday, if you want me to order anything from you. You can browse our new enhanced online virtual brochure at, here's my link. You can flip the pages and try on colors, and then delivery will be approximately when you'll be delivering. And then you can also order online and receive your products more quickly right to your door. If I can order anything for you, please let me know. So this is a template that I have, and every campaign, I change the campaign number, I change the dates, and I put the new brochure image in. And then you can just like schedule it a couple of days before you're going to do that reminder. Just push a button, and there it goes.
It's so efficient too. Like, look at your messaging. Your messaging is a typical text message. It's not a whole newsletter. It's not a Facebook post. It's literally so efficient that you greet them in a kind way. You give them a link to check out, and then you give them even less friction in the second link because you're like, you can do this online and get it more quickly. But even in that second paragraph, you're giving them expectation management of when they should receive this. So if they're trying to get something for family pictures or for a graduation party or an event coming up, they know they should receive it by this point. So the messaging even right here is just so very good. It is.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
This has been a long time coming. This has kind of been massaged over the years. I've been with Project Broadcast, I think, pretty much from day one when Jake first started this company. And I can't tell you how much I love this company. So that's one way, right? Yep. Now we have the Avon book text. And when I do the Avon book text, I do 2 texts. Every single Wednesday I text, so 2 per campaign, right? And here's the reason for that. People are busy, right? You do your first text and it says, hi, welcome to Campaign 14, now available. You can browse it online here. You can flip through the pages and try on the colors. And then I'm offering them 10% off with the Welcome 10 code. And we're here to support you. We can help you place your order or even place it for you if needed. If there's anything we can help you with, please let me know. Okay, but Johanna is my customer, and I text her this, and she's at the doctor with her daughter, right? Or she's whatever. She's doing the dishes.
Yep.
And she goes, oh, I'll look at that later. And by the time she gets home, she's got 30 more text messages, and this one gets lost, right? So, and you can't really follow up when you're doing this Avon book, not the way we would for delivery. So the next Wednesday, I go, hey, just a reminder, Campaign 14's last day to order will be this. Look at all the amazing deals. And I use this image that I didn't create, somebody else does, and we share it in all of our Facebook groups, but these are the hot deals that campaign. And so I look at all these hot deals right now, don't forget on Wednesday, the website's going to switch over. That way learn to expect that every Wednesday morning they're going to hear from me.
And there's that fear of missing out. Like you're like, oh, it's going to switch over. So what you may have been browsing in the doctor's office before you went in and then you completely lost your train of thought, now you're going to have that reminder because you have that second message.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like,
it's more urgent.
Oh, yeah. And it's more urgent because, oh, man, I got to do that tonight. It suddenly goes up to the top of your priority list. You sit down, you click your link, and think about this at scale. So, yeah, you're sending it to Johanna, but you're also sending it to the 15 other people that you were talking to. And so you're getting all this done at scale. It's really good.
Talking about scale, mine goes out to 860 people.
Oh, ma'am.
Every campaign. So,
ma'am.
And those of you that are wondering why my sales are more than some, that's why. That's why, because they're getting that. It goes out to scale. It took me all of 2 minutes to set this up and send it because these are templates again. But they get this second message. And even if they're in the grocery store, it's still, they go, oh, this becomes more important because now they realize it's going to end, right?
And you think about it, if there was an email or a Facebook post, you have to go into your email app, find the email, and then scroll through the email. If it's a text, it's such that quick snapshot and usually the banner. So it's so much less friction to just go in. It's just, and even Facebook, you'd have to go into Facebook, you'd have to go into the group, you'd go into your notifications, you go find that comment. Like it's such less friction. That's why text marketing has a 98% open rate because it gets like right in your face on your watch. And I just love this as a 1-2 punch. First 20.
I was on a call with you, Johanna, yesterday.
Oh yeah.
I had to laugh because the speakers on the call, one of the speakers pulled up, he shared his screen and somebody noticed he had thousands of emails.
That was Lori, our board's representative. It was like 32,000 emails, and Jake and I and Dawn were all like, we didn't want to.
How are you ever going to get through those? So let me go back to some of these. Let me share some of these. Okay, so we have here. Margie says, "I love that, Johanna. I need to give more content in between brochure and ordering. That is great.
I love that."
And Myra says, "What time in the morning do you text?"
I love that.
I am Pacific time. Okay, you need to understand that. And I have customers all over the country. And I even have a couple in Hawaii. So like that's kind of an issue, right? But I do mine at 9 a.m. my time.
Yep, I like that.
But I don't know that there's really a wrong time, right? I mean, except in the middle of the night.
Yeah, don't do it at 2 a.m., please. Like that'll get you on the stop train or unsubscribe train. You can always think of it as who your niche is. If I'm working with a lot of moms, I would intentionally do what I would assume is after bedtime or when parents just sit down and relax. Or if I think of grandparents or if I think of that college student, a lot of times noon or like around the lunchtime is good because that's usually when people are getting on their phones. So your typical timeline specific to Pacific is great for Central and Eastern as well, and the Hawaii time. So yeah.
Well, actually, Myra responded, so I said mine at 11:30 Central. So that's pretty much when mine's going out.
On the ball, right there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Right, awesome. Okay, so Vicky asked, "What is an Avon book text?" We will come to that in just a few minutes. Okay. All right. So let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, whoops, did I miss that? Oh, okay. Avon book text is just, I guess I can answer that. Avon book text is just, you're sharing the Avon digital brochure. So instead of handing a brochure to somebody, you're sending them a text saying, "Welcome to campaign 15. Here's the digital brochure link that you can view," right? That's what these two texts were all about.
Perfect.
Okay, so now there's another thing you can do is that you can create an opt-in deal with Project Broadcast. And so like you can create a keyword that people can text to you. So for example, mine is Avon book. And I say, text Avon book to my Project Broadcast phone number, and they are automatically sent a reply message and they're tagged Avon book. And once they're tagged Avon book, then I can send that out to them. That's that 860 people that are getting a text from me every week. So I have, let me see if I can make this work. Here is the link. I have to paste it in there. There we go. So that's the training on how to do an Avon book text. Okay, because today we're not going to go into all of that because that
No. I gotta tell you, this is a prospecting tool that at scale is phenomenal. Think about if Lynn was on Facebook and talking about the three new shades for fall, and she was like, "Oh, just text the word Avon book, and I'll send you, this my top 3 shades and how to." Put them on to be specific to the time of year, and then I'll also make sure you get the brochure. Like you're prospecting in your sleep, because she could have gone live, posted it to her Facebook page, posted it to her highlights on Instagram, and even a month down the road, somebody could be clicking through Instagram, pop up on her feed, and go, "Oh, I'll just text that keyword to this phone number." And she got another prospect. It went directly to her project broadcast. Immediate response from her at 10 p.m. at night, and then immediately went to the brochure. So
that's the key word, because this is my Avon book text. So I have them text Avon book.
Perfect.
And then it automatically links them to it. Once they text it, it automatically sends them a brochure, but it also says a reply message. "Hi, I'm Lynn of Lynn and Richard Avon. Thanks for your request. I'm happy to send you the digital brochure." But then I say, just so I can serve you better, would you fill out your contact info here? And it gives a little thing that Project Broadcast, a little form that Project Broadcast provides for you that they can fill out, that you could ask for their birthday, their first and last name, that kind of thing. And even if they don't fill it out, they're still on your book list, even if you don't know their name. So they're getting
They're getting value. They're getting education. They're getting that jab, and then the right hook. It's just so good. I love that you use keywords. They're my favorite.
Yeah, it makes it super easy. And I'll post it on social media. I'll say, "Hey, have you seen the latest digital brochure? It's so cool. You can try on the colors. Just text Avon book too." And just, it's kind of a little bit off topic. I don't want to go too far off, but my Project Broadcast number is my business number. I use that for my business number. So that's the number that's on my brochures. That's on everything, because if they call that number, it forwards to my house.
And it protects your personal time. Like I don't want to miss a text message from my mom or my husband, because I have so many business texts. And I can also separate it because it's an app on my phone, and I can be like, all right, it's time to go spend time with my family. Got to turn the business side off. And I'm not going to give people on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook my real number. Like, I'm not. So I'm going to give them my business line, and that way I protect this internal bubble.
Yeah. Well, plus, then it doesn't matter where you're at. You can get it. You can, or you can not get it, right? I mean, Richard and I both work our business together. I don't want to give out my cell phone number because I don't want to have to always talk to the customers. I sometimes want Richard to talk to them, right? So we use our home phone, and Project Broadcast forwards to our home phone. That way we both have access. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So do I use the same tag every campaign? Well, the tag is Avon book, and what's kind of cool is they get tagged in the contacts with that tag. And so when I'm ready to send out my Avon book text, I say, send it to everybody who has this tag. So you don't want to change it. You want to keep it the same every campaign. The only thing updating is the campaign number and the dates and the image.
And you could always go back later and change. Like, I like what you're doing, because like you said, it consolidates them, and you can make other tags if you want, but that consolidated list you're working from constantly, and you don't have to worry about, I tagged it September, November, December. I mean, it's one list. Perfect. Everywhere.
And you can, like Johanna said, you can have thousands of tags. I do all the time. So you use them for other things. Like maybe you want to tag somebody for specific, like maybe they're skincare customers, or maybe they're fashion customers, or something like that.
I love that. Oh, I love that, dialing in that strategy by tagging them that way. Ooh, I like that.
Okay, so hi Chris. She says, I have a slide that I attach at the end of my YouTube videos that says, to get a brochure, text brochure to, same thing. That's a really cool idea. That is a great idea.
That's a great idea. I really like that.
And then Debbie says, how do you have calls forwarded? Project Broadcast will do that for you. You just go into your account and you tell it where you want them forwarded to.
Yep. Super good.
And then Vicky says, excellent. I thought I had to change. Nope. The tag is just, I would always use the same Avon book tag. You can do different ones, but always use the same Avon book for it. And then my Avon customers say the tag is Avon customer, because those are the ones that, hey, my order's going in, I will be delivering, right? It's different than the Avon book.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So many good questions. This is good. I like it.
This is great. Okay, now there's another thing you can do is onboarding your Avon teams or any team. I'm going to just there's a link to the training. Let me see if I can stick that in there. Text training.
I have to say before you go in, like, this really defines who you are as a leader. Like, it does. The fact that you're thinking of onboarding your team, that you're trying to make it the least amount of friction, that you're sharing your success and trying to get them, you know, ahead of where you started at. It speaks so highly of you that you are like, I need to do a team onboarding instead of just letting people go willy-nilly everywhere. Like, I hope people realize if they're on your team or they're in this business group that they're in a really good place business-wise. So I love this. Mm-hmm.
So the link I just gave you is my campaign that's already set up, and that link I gave you is training on how to copy it. Now, you may or may not want to copy my campaign, because my campaign directs them back to online beauty biz, which is totally fine for you, even because there's no recruiting on there. It's just training. But, you know, like my first text says, "Hi, welcome to Avon. Please watch this video." And I did a quick video of me and Richard talking, saying, this is how you get started. And it's just really quick, like 2 minutes. And then each day, or in some cases, like I have a text to be, means that they get a second text that day. But it goes over their first 2 weeks. That's it. And then they get a text every day. It's just a little snippet that leads them to a blog post that I've written on, you know, hey, like it might say something like, hey, your customer said they placed an order and you don't know where to find it. Here's a post that will show you how to find it. That kind of thing.
They can just scroll through their texts. Like, if they're like, oh man, I forgot I want to go double check this. They don't have to go to necessarily, you know, an email or to a website. They can go almost like it's a link tree in their text messages to find this stuff. It's just so very well done.
That's true. Thank you. That's true. So that, and that, if the link I just dropped in there is my campaign. What's really cool with Project Broadcast too is you can share campaigns. It's called bundling. And so I have a bundle that you would then copy into your account. Then you can edit it, do what you want with it.
Yeah, duplication is key. That is how we build dynasties. It's good.
Yeah. And Margie, yes, spot on. You could drip text back to your YouTube training.
Margie, yes. I love that. You could even, like, if you get on a prospecting kick, you could send out like a weekly tip. And it could always reference a YouTube training on maybe you taught people how to do something specific. And that weekly tip could have centered around that. So you could easily be funneling your people back and forth between PB and YouTube. I love that idea.
This is really a game changer, you guys.
Yeah.
All right. And our next one that I do is follow up with prospects. Yes. All right, you guys, I don't want to brag, but I'm number 3 in the nation in recruiting right now.
She should brag, though. That's a big stinking deal. Like,
this is why right here, because I have a campaign that's set up. Now I alternate between text and email. And let me just, before I do that, let me drop the link in for the training. And I'm going to warn you, though, that this is really complicated. And so if you're not, you might not want to rush into it till you're ready. But anyway, it alternates between text and email. So like when I get a prospect, I call, text, and email them right away. That's why my campaign starts with text number 2, because I immediately reach out to them, right? But then I put them, they're in my follow-up, and they get texts and emails from me for 3 years. Okay? It starts off like one day, and then 3 days later, and then 3 days later, and then a week later, and then 2 weeks later, and then ultimately it's once a month over 3 years. But I get people that sign up with me that they've been on my follow-ups for 2 years before they ever sign up, and it hit them when they were ready.
So good. But like, even looking at some of these text messages, you're pushing education and value. So, and I know sometimes it can take between 7 and like 24 touches to get somebody to make a decision to purchase. And it's almost like you have such strategic patience. Like, it's so good.
Well, just since we're saying that, I mean, those of you that are prospecting, those of you that are recruiting, how many times do you follow up? Put it in the comments. We want to know. And I'm not judging. I'm not, because the majority of us, the only reason they get all these follow-ups from me is because Project Broadcast automates it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be really honest. If I had to do it myself, I don't know if I could be that consistent. Mm-hmm. But so this isn't a judgment thing, but I bet you that most of you could find that that having a system that stays in contact with your prospect for years could be
consistently. Huge. Yeah, consistently. Because I mean, you could say you can do this by email or individually, but you're gonna get busy with life. You are. This is so set up well that you're just like, go, done.
I just noticed every time I put a link in, it's putting it in there twice.
Perfect. Perfect follow up.
Oh, well, yeah. So, and then I just want to warn you, this follow-up, this is complicated. This is pretty techy. It's all spelled out. There's pictures and all that, but just know that you're going to have some time to sit down and really figure it out. And if you're not very techy, you might want to get comfortable with Project Broadcast before you try something like this.
I love that. Take one bite at a time.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Let's see. What do I have next? Oh, I had a question. Chris says, how many times you do, because I used your prospect bundle. However many times
that you do, because she's rocking your stuff.
Chris, yeah. You are a rock star. That is awesome. And then Robin Lee says about 6 months, because I run out of things to text about. Well, there you go. I just gave you 3
months. Another 2 years. That's still good though. I like that. That's a strong follow-up and it's good.
Okay, so Johanna created some really cool landing pages for you guys. And this first one is getting started with Project Broadcast. Let me drop it in here so that you can have it. Mm-hmm. Oh, maybe that's why it's going twice, because I hit, I don't know, it is still going twice. Okay, so if I click on this and so you can see it. Johanna made this. This is so cool. Look at this guy. Look, see, it's so easy. Right?
I love the glitter. That's me right away.
So look at sign up for Project Broadcast. There's a link to sign up. Log into your account. There you go. She spelled this all out for you. Do you want to say anything about this, Johanna?
Well, first off, this is a landing page, and you can create this in Project Broadcast for free. It's a micro mini website, and I love them. Dawn, my partner in crime, with the Success Chat, that's who we are. You get immediate response from us when you sign up. You won't be doing this alone. So yeah, I give you tons of value and education here. Yes. Yeah, I'll be right there. Sorry, my 4-year-old was asking for PB&J. That was so thoughtful.
That's the thing, we're all moms here, right?
Yeah.
Many of us are.
So, and they know they can come in anytime.
So this just walks you through step by step.
Yeah, and it's very simple, but you have Dawn or I in the Success Chat. You're going to get an immediate message from us that says, hey, we're here. You can ask us any questions. We're probably the only texting platform out there that has somebody during their business hours available via text that's not a bot. We're just there hanging out, doing other stuff with work, but answering questions. And if you get stuck somewhere, and it's a big deal to have somebody who can hold your hand, especially if you're feeling like you're not very techy. So this spells everything out for you. There's cheat sheets, there's mini series. You've got Lynn's sign up code in there, which gives you 50% off your first month. So if you do the regular plan, that's less than $9, I think, the first month, which for me, that's 2 coffees at Starbucks out here in Wisconsin. Even more so, if you sign up before Friday and you sign up with Lynn, I'll give you an additional 500 credits, which is how you spend basically money in Project Broadcast to schedule a message. So I want you guys to be set up as well as possible, because we are heading into the fall. And that is where people want to attend holiday events, Black Friday. But you have to create those relationships through value and education now, before you move into the holidays where you guys have these amazing deals and everything like that. So getting it set up now, you will be much more comfortable coming into the holiday season versus a week before Black Friday. Oh, I got to do project broadcast. And then you're just super stressed out and frustrated. And I just want to hold your hand and I can't because you're too far away. So.
Well, and on that same note, it doesn't matter if you're small or brand new. In fact, you're better off setting up these systems when you have few customers and few team members, and they will grow with you.
Yeah. If you start from the get-go, then you'll have those systems in place. And it's so much easier and so much less friction because you're not like, oh my God, I have to send out 500 messages. Instead, I can send out my 10 messages. And then if you go viral on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or something, because it happens in the craziest ways.
When you least expect it.
Yes, when you least expect it. Now you have a way to capture all that information and control it versus like, oh my God, I've got all these things coming in, all these orders coming in. And it becomes that one transaction and not a transformational relationship. So you've got to be like, okay, transaction, great, but let me follow up with these people. And the way she does it, the way Lynn does it, those people will be with her for at least 3 years. So that's perfect. It's perfect.
Well, I just thought about it. I mean, you guys get creative. You could create a VIP list. Like, I don't know if Avon's going to do it this year, but last year they did like 12 days of deals for the holidays. If you have that already set up with a VIP list or like some of the special bundles that we have, they could be the first to know. Get him on our list to be the first to know.
Yep.
And that same customer can be on 6 different, they could be tagged with 20 different tags. So you could, they could be like hit wherever you need to hit them.
Yeah, especially if something comes up and you have a tag of like lipstick or a tag of skincare, you can dial in who you're talking to, because when you're too general, you're not going to be afforded that opportunity to identify with that person. You want to be like, oh my gosh, these are my lipstick people. We just had this great, day 6 of the 12 days where you get, 25, 30% off. I'm going to send everybody a message, but I'm going to send those specific lipstick people a message that really dials in. I know you love our lipstick. You've been buying it for this long, and just kind of pushes into it, and it becomes so much more personal. I love that.
Exactly. So she also created another page right here. This one says PB add contacts. And let me drop that one into the chat so that you can.
Featuring Miss Lynn and her amazing job of helping me understand your back office.
So you guys, this is from Avon. These are actual pictures from Avon. You can go into your address book. You can export all of your contacts, and then you can import them into Project Broadcast. And she's giving you training on how to do it. Here's how to get your contacts out of Avon, and that you're going to save it as an Excel workbook. And then she's talking about how to import it from your Excel. Actually, you need to save it as a comma separated value, CSV.
Look at you. Oh, look at you, ma'am. Very nice.
But so anyway, that's here too. That's in that other form. And so she's got that all spelled out for you.
Yeah, whatever you guys need. And when you have questions, you just text me, because you have my Project Broadcast number as soon as you sign up. And the opportunity you have, especially if you have any of Lynn's content, is you're set up and ready to go. Like, it's just kind of a no-brainer, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, not only do you get her and Dawn, right? Jake also the guy who created this program also has a ton of training.
Yes.
Anything you want to learn. He has a whole school you can go through if you want to become a ninja. I bet Chris has probably gone through it.
Yes. Chris probably has. Oh my gosh.
Does it cost? Johanna, do you want to explain that?
Yeah, for how much it costs?
Yes, because I'm getting asked, does it cost? Yeah, it's not free.
Michelle, that's a really good
really
question.
Reasonable.
Oh, yeah. So we have a pay-as-you-go plan, which is where it's like $6 a month, and you choose how many credits you want. A credit is like, I want to schedule one message to go out to one person on Monday. But all the back and forth chatting is free. So then if I follow up with that person and they follow up with me, it's free. Or you could go up to like the next level, which is normally $18 a month, and you get 500 credits to send, say, 500 messages out to those prospects that you want. But when you sign up with Lynn, you get 50% off. So you get it for that $9 that first month.
For the first month, right?
Yeah.
And she's going to give you 500 extra credits if you do it by Friday.
So
and I just want to clarify too what Johanna just said. So let's just say that I send out my Avon book text and I go, welcome to campaign 15. And they respond to me and they ask me a question. That's free.
Yep.
And I respond to them and I answer their question. That's free.
Yep.
It's when you schedule the text. That's when you're paying for them. 1 credit per text, right? Yep. It's changed so much since I started. That's why.
It used to be you got charged for everything. And Jake was like, no, because why would you use a platform that charges you when you could just use your phone after the initial text? And he was like, this is ridiculous. So thankfully, Jake is amazing at listening to people. He is, I'm telling you guys, he's probably the best boss to ever work for. And he'll be like, no, this isn't working.
We created this for his wife who was in network marketing. And so this is completely built around direct sales and network marketing. This is made for us.
Yeah. So Jake, his wife is in Young Living. Brian, the COO or our co-founder, his wife is in Mary Kay. Our chief support officer's wife is in Pampered Chef. Everybody has had some person in their life or some like interaction with direct sales. And we have over 30,000 users. So we've seen networks come and go, and Avon is the only network I've seen that provides content as well as they do. And it's just, you guys have such an opportunity with it. So I'm floored by it.
All right. Robin Lee says, every time you say PB, I'm thinking peanut butter.
That's okay. My daughter came in asking about peanut butter and jelly.
And Vicky says, you girls are amazing. Thank you so much. Awesome, Vicky. I'm happy you're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
And Chris says the training is amazing, very well laid out, and easy to find whatever you want to learn how to do. That's
Dawn
so
will
cool.
love hearing that. Dawn is our resident training expert, so she will love hearing that. She worked her butt off on that training.
And then Vicky says, I'm going to win this program. It was made for me.
Yeah, you are.
I can't even tell you guys, it's a game changer. It really is.
That's so awesome.
Okay, so let's go. The last slide, I believe, is just Q&A. Yeah, there we go. So let me bring this back. Let me take this off. If I can remember now how to do it. There we go. Take that off. And so it's just us, and bring us back here. And what other questions do you have? I mean, we have a couple more minutes. Are you okay, Johanna?
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely fine. My husband came in and got her some PB&J, so we're good.
Okay. Robin Lee says, how does Project Broadcast compare to High Level or ClickFunnels? Do you have an answer for that?
I do. I want to say this in the most professional and thoughtful manner. Go High Level and ClickFunnels are 2 other texting platforms. I would always compare pricing and always compare features. With Project Broadcast, it doesn't matter what subscription you're on. You get all the same features, so it doesn't matter. And then always make sure the training and support is available, because I am not sure how it is with Go High Level or ClickFunnels, but they don't have a Dawn and Johanna available. They don't have the training website, the YouTube channel, these Facebook groups. Like we have an Avon Facebook group. We have a major Facebook group to help out and train. I don't know if they have content they can share. But as far as it's a texting platform, I think they do the same thing as us as far as they have campaigns, but I don't know if they charge for like keywords, tags, campaigns, contacts, things like that. So definitely take a look at both. And if you have any questions, you can text me and just be like, what do you guys do with this? And what do you do with that? I don't want you to pay for Project Broadcast if you're not going to use it. So
Joanna's contact information is on that form about how to get started.
Yeah. You can
Robin Lee, I have not used High Level or ClickFunnels. I was using other texting platforms before Project Broadcast, and my experience has been that my texts get delivered better, because Jake goes out of his way to make sure that you are covered. And if for some reason your texts aren't being delivered, you can literally text Project Broadcast and ask them about it, and they can look into it. And
we can send up trouble tickets. And we because because of the amount of traffic that you guys do and the amount of people we have kind of that backdoor to Twilio and Cinch and all these companies that hold the telephone carriers. So that way, when somebody's, information is getting blocked, we can go to bat for you and say, no, they've been chatting back and forth. She's not spamming people. When I don't know if it's the same way with other text marketing companies, or if they're willing to go to that telephone carrier for you and be like, we got to fix this.
I haven't, in my experience, haven't seen that. But again, they haven't tried those two. I mean, they didn't go to bat. They just said, oh, well, then you need to change how you're texting, instead of going to bat. But also, and then Project Broadcast is just in the process of releasing this right now. But you have to be, if you're sending promotional messages or business, you have to be registered with, who is it? FTC? No,
TCR. Yeah.
And Project Broadcast is helping us do that. They're helping to make sure that we get registered, each one of us that have an account, so that our texts get through. That's like really cool.
We had found out that like T-Mobile was going to charge individual numbers $50 to do this. So we're like, no, you're not going to charge our people that. And like Jake and Brian figured out a way to basically have everybody register themselves. I mean, people would have been signing up and it would have taken weeks to even get started because they'd have to register. And now we have a process down and some type of deal with them where it's like, no, you're not going to mess with our people.
Well, and even when you're filling out the form, Project Broadcast gives you suggested wording to put in the form.
We wanted to make it as easy as possible. We were like, oh, no.
It's really easy. So let's move along so we can please explain drip. So really simple, the easiest way to explain a drip is you've got 5 or 6 messages, like you want one to go now, you want one to go tomorrow, you want one to go 3 days later. That's drip. That means you're dripping on your prospect, right?
Yep.
And it's scheduled ahead of time.
Yep. Perfect.
And Vicki says training and support is huge.
It is.
And sometimes is there going to be a way to use our existing phone number?
That is really tough because we put so much priority on not using your personal number and the reasons why. But I do understand why, if you've been doing the business for 18 years or 10 years and you've been using this personal number, it's difficult to take that step back because your contacts and customers are used to texting it. But the way we look at it is you're now building with this new text number, and you're able to, anybody who's new will understand it, and anybody who's willing to and engaging with you are going to move to it. But as of right now, we won't be able to use existing numbers, and I don't see it being something Jake will change. But if that is an issue, then you have a good reason for it. Maybe your people don't want to text another number. I get it.
Yeah.
Maybe
I just use it as my entire business line. That's the
a lot of people do that. And like I was in a military family, so I grew up my number changing all the time because we had home phones, right? So I have never thought about what if somebody lived in one city for 20 years and had the same phone number and had their business like that. So I'm just like, I have never thought about it until recently. Well, some people, they need to change it to a business phone number, and it just takes steps to do that. That's all.
And that's actually a great way to do it. You can tell your customers, I'm getting
my business line.
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay, so Robin Lee says she's currently using High Level and she's happy with their support. So
perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have an integration with Go High Level. So you can, if you do choose to go with Go High Level, double check their pricing for texting, because you can take your Project Broadcast number and use that to text instead. And you can see the difference in pricing. It just comes down to what you want. But we have worked with Go High Level a couple times because they're kind of a CRM as well. They do have texting capabilities, I think, but I can't remember. I'm glad to hear that.
Well, it's like any company. I mean, there's always competition, right?
Yep.
Myra says, I'm trying to sign into my Project Broadcast. That's the TCR. That's what we were just talking about. And you have to fill out that form, but they give you suggested, you can click on text, whatever. There's a couple of different options. You click on it and it'll put it in there, and you just have to fill in a couple of blanks.
And if you have any questions on how to fill it out, just text us. Go to your support or success, Project Broadcast support or Project Broadcast success, and say, hey, I'm trying to fill this out. You don't have to have it until August 31st. You can click out of it and keep doing your Project Broadcast. but it's better to get it done as soon as possible. But if you get lost, go to the Facebook group. A lot of people are getting help on it already.
That's what's going to get your messages delivered.
Yes, a lot faster, especially if you have an EIN. If you're doing EIN because you have a actual private company, your texts will go out 50 texts a minute versus 5 texts a minute. So you'll be so much faster.
Yeah.
Zooming around.
Okay, so Trana says, I'm going to need to text my current customers and tell them that they need to use my PB phone number. Yeah, so it's just really simple. I haven't done it, but it would just be something like, hey, I just want to let you know I'm getting a business line to kind of try to keep my family and my business separate. Could you, this is my new number.
Yeah, text me back as soon as you get that. If you see us in the Facebook group or you text me on PB, I have seen so many different versions of it. That as long as it sounds genuine and your voice, you could even add a selfie into it. As long as you are you and you just say, hey, text me back when you get this so I know you got it, you're good. You'll be great.
Okay, so this is Mary. Hi, Mary. How much is it costing you to send out text to 800 plus customers? Well, I'm going to tell you, this is going to scare you guys, and I'm sorry, but you don't need to build like I do. I pay $235 a month for 10,000 credits. So I guess if you want to do the math, you can figure out that 800 would be 800 credits.
Mm-hmm. But you also are not the type of person who's going to spend money like ridiculously. You're going to only spend that money if you see a profit come from it.
Right. And it has made such a huge difference. That 800 customers gets me $1,500 in sales.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the third, that level that you just told us, you're like, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn. Yes, you are, because that's amazing.
That's how we got there, right?
Yeah.
And then Chris says, Project Broadcast has a tool that tells you if your text seems spammy. Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about that.
You're right, Chris.
Yeah. And so they actually offer suggestions, don't do this, don't do that. So yeah, perfect. Thanks for sharing that, Chris.
That's such a smart idea.
And Debbie, can we talk again about why you use keywords? So keywords are just a way to organize. It's almost like file folders or something. So you can say, I want to text everybody who I have labeled as an Avon book customer, as opposed to an Avon customer, right? And for me, Avon book means digital brochure. I'm texting it to them. Avon customer, I'm mailing or delivering a brochure to them. And I'm saying, hey, my order's going in. If you want me to place an order, let me know by tomorrow. Or it could be Avon prospects, recruiting prospects. So each, you can give, like I could have Richard, he could be a customer and he could be a prospect and he could be on my VIP. So he might have 3 different tags to his name. But when I say send it to everybody who's tagged Avon book, then it goes out to them.
And you can do some pretty cool stuff with keywords. Like you can make it so when somebody texts the word new, they get a series of messages in a campaign. It triggers it automated. You could do prospecting with keywords where it had, like you saw, she did Avon book. And it was, you could put that out anywhere. You could go to a vendor event. You could have a QR code. Like there's so many ways that you can use keywords to trigger automations. And when those keywords get used, they tag people. So you'll have those lists. It's phenomenal.
So here's the big thing. Here's the big thing about automation. When you're automating the parts of your business that you can automate, there's no reason you need to spend 3 hours texting 300 people. When you could be out meeting new people, and it's new people that's going to build your business.
Being strategic, being creative. Yes, I love that. It saves so much time and energy.
Okay, so we have a lot of thank yous, a lot of, Vicki says, I need to learn this.
We got you, Vicki.
Toot, toot, girl.
I know. Tell her. Be proud of yourself.
Robin Lee, I've been following you for years. I love your expression, wash, rinse, and repeat. That's really what it is, right? That's all you need to do. If you want to be successful, you need to be consistent about doing those things every campaign. Yeah, thank you, Robin Lee. And Vicki says, I can't wait to run with this. So that's all the comments we have right now.
Perfect.
Johanna, anything you want to add?
Nope, I'm here when you guys have questions, and keep following Lynn. She's going to lead you in the right direction, and she already has for the longest time. So even if you choose not to sign up now, please make sure you stay in her Facebook group to learn more about what she's doing and follow her blog. It's only good to have somebody whose people are the best interests to them. You got to follow them. You got to take care of them. So
well, and we're just here to help you grow your business. Right?
Yep, that's all you need.
Unfortunately, even though not all of you are on my team, it doesn't matter because
Nope.
we're one team. We're one Avon. And I really believe that a rising tide lifts every ship in the harbor. And the more successful Avon is in general, the more successful we are.
Perfect.
And when you use tools like Project Broadcast, and I've been doing a lot of training lately on boards. Boards and Project Broadcast is coming together, which is really cool. We're creating an alliance. But I've been teaching you guys how to do landing pages, like especially for recruiting on boards. Okay. You can do the same thing on Project Broadcast. So you just want to figure out which platform you're more comfortable with as far as your landing pages.
Perfect. I love that.
All right. I think I have Vicki. What are boards? Go to onlinebeautybiz.com and search for boards
and check it out. Perfect.
Do you want to say anything?
No.
Richard's just sitting here quietly.
He's supporting. Perfect.
All right. Hey, Johanna, thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys all got something out of this. She is a wealth of information, and we really appreciate you. And she's been right there. I text her, and she comes right back to me. So this is really cool.
Yep. Thank you, guys. It was nice being here. I'll chat with you all soon.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, Lynn.
Bye-bye.